When I try to do it all in the same day, the same sitting, the same whatever, like by the end of it, I just want to cut my head bald. Okay, nowhere near done and already sick of it. Okay, I think I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. Welcome back, friends. It is Lauren, the Soap Witch, and it is time for another wash day. So if you've seen any of the last few videos, you know this one is going to be vastly different than any of my usual videos because today I am straightening my hair. The last two times before this, I discovered that doing it in two parts, splitting up the days, really kept me from feeling overwhelmed. So I am going to do the whole washing, deep condition, all that, and blow drying tonight. And then in the morning, I'm just going to straighten my hair. I have just found that works better for me because when I try to do it all in the same day, the same sitting, the same whatever, like by the end of it, I just want to cut my head bald. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. This is where I'm starting, and I am going to wash, do a protein treatment. As I said last week, I'm going to do protein treatments through next week, and then I'm going to see after that if I want to do them every 2, 3, whatever weeks, but my cadence is going to be. But I just want to make sure my hair is as strong as possible because straightening the hair is going to have a lot of heat. And so yeah, going to do a protein treatment, then I'm going to deep condition, and I'm going to use a heat protectant. I'm going to vacuum my hair with the RevAir, and yeah, so that's all I'm doing tonight. So let me get started. All right, y'all. Let's get into washing this hair. So first, I'm going to thoroughly saturate my hair. And the reason that I like to do that is because I feel like it helps the product, in this case, the shampoo, but whatever product I'm using, it helps it glide through my hair better, distribute through my hair better. And so because of that, I can get great results while using less product. So this is my Whipped Wonder Whip Shampoo. You have to know at this point, if you've seen any videos of mine, what a fan I am. That's how much I'm using on my first wash. Because I am going to do a silk press, I'm going to do 3 washes. I usually do 2. If I don't do a hot oil treatment, I usually only do 1. But the reason is I want my hair to be super, and I mean squeaky clean, because I feel like that gives me the best results when I do a silk press. So when I wash my hair, I always scrub at the roots and the top of my hair. I usually miss the ends and the mids because that hair is more fragile and more prone to breakage. But since I am doing a silk press, I just decided to go ahead and take it all the way through all of my length because I wanted all of it to be squeaky clean by the time I was done washing. So I was really, hoping that I would get this process really nice and good, and so in hopes that I would have a really nice silk press. I feel like a good silk press, a lot of it is in how you prepare your hair for the silk press. Like I said, getting it very clean. Like in my case, I like to make it really did squeak by the end of the 3rd wash. And the products that you do or don't use, I make sure I don't overuse products. And I make sure I give it a really good deep conditioning, which you already know is coming up, because you definitely want your hair to be wonderful and moisturized, by the time you get around to applying all that heat on your hair. Look at all that suds though, like it's crazy. And I just love washing my hair in general, just because it's self-care maintenance. So that's the Afrojeet keratin protein treatment that I've been using. It's like a 2-minute treatment. It says you can use it for 2 minutes, leave it up to 5 minutes if you feel like your hair really needs the help. I don't know that I've ever left it on more than 5 minutes, and I definitely use more than the bottle says. One, I've always had trouble using the amounts that the bottles say. They be like quarter size amount, and I'd be like, quarter where? Absolutely not. So anyway, I applied that and let it sit for the allotted amount of time, and now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse that out. Now when you do a protein treatment, you're supposed to go behind it with some kind of moisturizing, conditioning, deep conditioning even. So I'm using Tempting Tonic. That's what I've been using the past couple weeks or so. So I'm just going behind it with Tempting Tonic, and I'm just rubbing it between my hands to give it better distribution. And you see that I am soaking my hair as I do that, because I want to apply it to soaking wet hair. And I do it for the same reason that I do the shampoo. I feel like I can distribute it throughout my hair strands better and easier, and so I can use less product and get great results. Going in with the umbrush, you know, it's my favorite. Like, I don't have to keep talking it up, I guess, but I will. And so the way that I like to detangle my hair is to just brush through and then follow through with the finger comb. Brush through, follow through with the finger comb. I feel like it's the best of both worlds. And that the umbrush does an excellent job of detangling hair. It goes through, and instead of ripping out your hair, it just kind of goes over any tangles and knots you have, and it just keeps brushing over them until it finally gets them out. And I figure when I use my fingers, it helps me to concentrate on those areas that need a little bit more help, if that makes sense. If not, I guess that's too bad, because I don't know how to explain it any better. So this is how long it's taken me to just detangle this one side of my hair. And the reason that I really just cared so much to formulate these conditioners, because all of my conditioners have like really good slip, is because it used to take me forever to detangle, and I was a crybaby because I'm tender-headed, so I'd be in pain and it would take me forever, and it was just like a horrible chore. Like, I despised it. And now it takes me no time. Like, I didn't cut this or anything. I just like to show at least me detangling half of my hair, uncut, unfiltered, and all that stuff, just so you can see how long it does or doesn't take me really to actually just go through and detangle it, even when I'm playing around. And just like, you know, just kind of playing in my hair after I've gotten some parts already detangled. It still doesn't take me very long. So I'm getting on to the end of the detangling here at this point. And like I said, it has excellent slip because I wanted it to. I made sure that it did. That was like a big, huge top priority for me. And then of course it being moisturizing, because like, what good is it if your hair doesn't feel moisturized? At least that's how I feel about it. So getting on to the end of it, and I just like to rake my fingers through it a few more times before I get to the end, just to make sure, as I get to the end, just to make sure I don't have any more snags or anything that I missed or what have you. I just want to make sure my hair is nice and smooth and detangled. And then after I do all that, I just take my hair and just braid it up, just so I can get it out the way for when I do the other side. I used to twist it, but I don't know, it's been longer than I think since I stopped twisting it. So all the excess product, I just take it and wipe it back on the top of my hair, because waste not, want not. Did the other side there. Now they're both done. And that's how much hair I lost during the detangling process. So I've just been putting the shower cap over my head while I let it sit on my hair. I'm high porosity, so it's really not necessary for me to sit under a hooded dryer when I not detangle. What, girl? Stop. When I deep condition, just because my hair, the pores, you know, not pores, but you know, you know what I'm trying to say. It's already allowing a lot in. It's already allowing a lot of moisture and water and all that stuff in, so I don't need heat to like help open anything up. So the body heat is good enough, and with the cap that just kind of helps, you know, make it a little more concentrated, and that's that. So I usually let it sit on there for like 20 minutes max. I don't sit for much longer than that, and then I go ahead and rinse it out, and then I'm just gonna wring my hair out because I just want it damp for this next step, and that's it. Okay, the washing and the stuff is done. My hair is gonna dry really fast because there's no product in it, but I don't want it to fully dry. Last time I washed my hair in preparation to blow dry it, I kind of left it in a towel, but I don't think I'm going to do that because the current advice and what I did last time was that I let I let the bathroom completely air out. I made sure there was no humidity whatsoever before I proceeded with the vacuuming. And that was because what they had said was, what did they say? Oh yeah, if it's humid in your bathroom, when you blow dry, it's just going to revert when you're done. So I'm going to apply heat protectant. This is Sheer Genius Collection, deeperthanhair.com. It's the Satin Shield Serum. Now, I watch her on YouTube, and I don't know if she has any available on her site right now because things happened with her previous manufacturer, and so she's having to get her stuff redone with a new one that's taking some time because she wants to get it done right, which I totally get. And so I don't know how much of her products are on the website because I ain't checked, so it may or may not be there. I'll put the link up regardless, unless there isn't a link anymore. And if there isn't one, I'll just say what it is and you can search for it later. Okay, rambling. So anyway, she usually only uses a small amount when she puts it on people's hair. And you really do want to be careful about the amount of stuff you put on your hair when you're going to flat iron it, because it does affect how it comes out. If your hair is like heavy with products, then it's gonna look stiff. It's not gonna look nice and flowy. So I put a little bit. It smells good. I say that every time. Yay. I did not forget it this time, because like every time I forget. So now that that's done, also what I want to do is just split my hair into Bantu knots. This is not that tiring. Okay. I want to split my hair into Bantu knots. I think last time I did 6 on each side. Okay. And so I think I'll just stick with doing that. And so I just want to separate it into 6 Bantu knots on each side and go from there. So that, and the reason I want to do that, okay, let me just start making sense. Sorry. The reason I want to do that is because, sorry, I just cannot talk. Is because I feel like my hair is probably at a decent place where it may be a little too wet. I don't know, but I think it'll help me keep some of the moisture that I want to have, because you want your hair damp, not sopping wet, not too dry when you vacuum it with the RevAir. And so I feel like this will help me, with that. So we're just gonna see how it goes. Y'all know how I do. I got to experiment and all that. So just gonna take a section that maybe makes sense. I don't know. This seems good, I guess. I don't know. I also want to be careful, because you're not supposed to put more than, I don't know, like 3 inches? 3 inches of hair in circumference in there at a time. So yeah. Just trying to, if you put too much hair in there, it objects and it'll shut off even, because I've done that before. Okay. So yeah, this looks good, I think. So I'm not trying to do anything like, special or impressive. Where is my comb? I guess I don't know. I don't really need to comb it out just yet, because I am going to detangle it just before I put it, but here I am doing it anyway. With my RevAir comb. Yeah, and so yeah, I'm just gonna put these up, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, nowhere near done and already sick of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do the hair vacuum. You know what the bottom looks like, maybe. If not, Okay, here we go. RevAir, aka hair vacuum. Okay. So, for me, this is giving me the best and easiest blowout. Just trying to make me disagreeable right now. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start in the back. My hair was already drying. As soon as I got out the shower, it was put in the Bantu knots. Like the front was dry. Some of the parts in the middle were dry. My hair, whole thing. So anywho, I might need to add a smidge of water as I go through, because as I said, you don't want your hair dry. You don't want your hair sopping. You want it damp. It still feels kind of damp. That's good. So twisting in the other direction to get the Bantu knot down. It's still fairly wet. My hair doesn't make no sense. I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit with my microfiber towel, because I feel like it's a little wetter than I would like. While the other hair was drying, but I did twist that up like immediately after I got out the shower. So all right, let's see what I get. So tips on how I use it. So this is the part where your hair goes in. Right here, it would just suck it in if it was on. These are your heat settings. So 0 is no heat, and then 1 is medium heat, and 2 is high heat, I guess. I always use 2 I'm looking for the highest heat. And then there's numbers on the side. There's a minus and a plus that increases or decreases the numbers. I use 7, that's the highest, because I tried some of the lower numbers and it didn't get it straight enough. Because when you are straightening your hair, you want to try to blow it out as straight as possible, because then you can use less heat. That's what, girl? Less heat to straighten your hair, and it will just get straighter. You know, with it turns out better if you do your best to get the hair as straight as possible when you blow it out. Okay, I do 1 minute and 30 seconds on each section. Then I go ahead and do that. I turned that on premature. Okay. Also, before you start, you want to detangle. And I did this a little bit before I put it in the Bantu knots, but like I like to make sure that I detangle my hair just before I put it in there, because I feel like that also leaves me with the straightest and best results. Okay, so starting over, turning this on. So that's the first section. I mean, it looks pretty good. Gonna move on. So I'm just gonna do, oh, and one last thing. When you have the RevAir up here, you don't need to move it up and down or any of that. Just hold it up to the root and see it gets it all pretty straight and dry. Okay. That's enough tips. I'm just gonna go through and finish the rest of this and be done for the night. Oh my God. Okay, after my many years of waiting, I'm finally finished. So I just decided to put each side into 2 Bantu knots and call it a day. And I feel like this just helps to kind of preserve the blowout some and keep it from reverting, because it'd be seeming like it'd be wanting to do that. So I'm done for the night, and I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm gonna wake up and start the tedious process of straightening this hair so I can get this trim. Okay, see you in the morning. Morning. Okay, now it's time to start the long process of straightening my hair. So this is the case. It's a little dirty, beat up, but you know, this is where I keep my flat iron. I got it from deeperthanhair.com. I don't know if she has any. I'll put a link for it in the description. I had to stalk her page when I was trying to get one. It's one of those titanium flat irons. All right, just get myself together. I'll cook it out. Okay. So I have a grip comb on mine. I used it the last time and absolutely loved it. It has a lock on here, so it's locked closed. You push the button up to unlock it. There we go. So I am going to plug this in so it can start heating up. I only have a precious hour before it shuts off, and maybe I should put a timer on. That's what I'm gonna do, because every time it shuts off when I'm in the middle of pressing my hair and I don't realize it, and I'm like, how come this hair isn't straightening? That's what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna know when an hour has passed, because I'm gonna be and got distracted by then. I have to turn it on. So I only do this every 6 months, so you know, I may or may not remember. Is this okay? And I'm going to put it on 410. I'm trying to see where 410 is. It goes up to 465, but I don't do 465. Okay, and I found that what is the next one? 380? I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't enough. So I do 410. So I'm going to start my my 1 hour timer, so it will go off and let me know that it's been an hour and I need to turn it back on, because it turns off on me every time. It always takes me more than an hour to get this done. So I'm going to take these Bantu knots down that I slept with, because I do just feel like, I think I said this last night, that it just keeps my hair from reverting too much. Because I feel like it does try to revert back, even though I waited for a while for my hair to, well, not for my hair, for the bathroom to, like, you know, dry out, for it not to be humid anymore, whatever. I don't know. I still feel like it tries to revert after I blow it out. This always looks so cute when I take it out. Like, next time I do a band 2 knot out, I just need to do 2 on each side, right? It's like, that's cute. Okay. Okay. So I am going to add some of this Paul Mitchell Skinny Serum. I have been using this for like 15 years. I don't know. So it used to just be used like 1 pump, but I don't know. I do like a pump and a half or something now because my hair is, I just have a lot more of it. But you don't want to go overboard with it, because if you are too heavy-handed with product when you're straightening your hair, it'll just make it like stiff. You know, it won't come out well. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, I almost got like a beach wave. Ooh, okay. That's not what this video is about. I'm going to put up the hair. So I'm going to start at the bottom. And I usually start just kind of with this small kitchen area, like this tiny area, just to get it straight. Otherwise, I feel like I don't really get it straight enough, that area. Don't ask me why. And then I'll detangle with this first, if necessary. And then I'll use the tiny comb before I actually go over it with the flat iron. I'm going to just do this real quick. And I'm going to just go more through the details of like how and what. Hold on. I think my arm is on the microphone. I'm going to get these just last parts right here, and then I'm going to like kind of go a little bit into more detail. I do pretty small sections because I just find that doing small sections gives me better results. Okay, I'll start with this section over here. So I'm going to take my comb, make sure it's detangled. I hold the hair pretty firmly. I get pretty much up to the root. Then I make sure I get the root really good. And I go really slowly down the hair. My goal is to only do 1 pass, because with this high level of heat, doing multiple passes is definitely where I would get heat damage. And I take it slow all the way down to the end. So I use a clip like this, and after I finish the section, I just put it in a clip so I don't re-straighten the hair that I've already straightened. Okay. I think this is, I say this every time. No, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like this might be the best silk press I ever did. Let me turn this off. Let's do a turnaround, okay? You see quick? I think you can. So yeah. Okay. I think I gotta pat myself on the back here that I did a really good job. This did not revert on me. It looks pretty silky. Okay, what's that thing they be doing? Okay, I'm finished. I'm gonna go ahead and get my hair trimmed. No, I do not have a special stylist. I go to Great Clips. Go ahead and judge me. I've been going to Great Clips for like 15 years. I straighten my hair, they trim it. I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and go down the street where they are and let them handle this. And then I will come back so y'all can see the final, like, you know, how much they took off, what it looked like after I get my trim. I'm so excited to get the trim too, because my hair always falls so much better, like in my natural styles and stuff, when I get the trim. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about the trim and go get it. I'll be back. Okay, so this is the final everything. I just got back from getting my trim, and she only took off about an inch. No, a half inch, not an inch. Oh, I remember one time I went and they took off 3 inches. I was like, but yeah, took off a half an inch and then gave me some face framing and some like medium layers. Let me turn around. So not a lot of difference from before I went to get the trim. I feel like that means that all of my efforts have been working. Okay. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. And I'm also extremely happy with the outcome of this silk press. Like, it looks good. Look at it. Right, that's how they do it. Now I've been outside and everything. Okay. And my hair doesn't like, it's got a good enough sheen, I guess, of it in this light, but it's not like jet black, so it doesn't have that shine, like, you know. But that's okay. I like my hair color anyway. It's the same. Okay, so I'm beginning to add one more thing though. You know, one last final touch. Oh yeah, you knew that was gonna happen, or maybe you didn't. I'm just saying. So anyway, I of course only used a handful of my own products today because I don't really make products for straight hair and heat styling because I don't really do that much. So as far as the products I use from my line, I used my Whip Wonder Whip shampoo and I used my deep conditioner Tempting Tonic. And those were in Tropical Fantasy fragrance because that's my favorite right now. And they are linked below in the description if you want to take a look at those and see what those are about. I also offer other fragrances if for some reason you don't like Tropical Fantasy pineapple-y goodness. And so I currently, because it may change, you know, I offer lemon pound cake, apple aroma, lavender peppermint, spearmint eucalyptus, strawberry patchouli, and I also offer unscented because I know some people have issues with the fragrance. I get it. So those are other options if you're looking for other options. If you're not, that's fine too. So I also offer a digital hair journal, which I will link below as well. And I think the hair journal is a great idea because it is a place where you can track your current hair health, and then you can create future hair goals all the way up, you know, a year out. And things like noting, you know, products you're using or what kind you want to use and how they affect your hair. It's a lot of things, a lot of space for you to put information that you currently have or want to have. Great tool to have if you are wanting to start a hair journey, wanting to improve upon your hair journey, or whatever. It's enough likes on about that. What you think about today? Oh wait, no. Before I go into anything else, I did want to just reiterate. I don't know what I did with the, hold on. For a heat protectant, because when you put heat on your hair, you want that. I use deeperthanhair.com Sheer Genius Collection Satin Shield Serum. That's what I always use as a heat protectant whenever I blow dry. I use that product. And then I put this Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum in my hair right before I flat ironed it. I feel like this has been one of the biggest key players in me just getting a nice, sleek silk press whenever I have done one. So yeah, those two are obviously not mine because I don't make that kind of stuff. But if you're interested, I will also put links for those below. as well. And then I also used earlier when I washed my hair, the Afro-G keratin protein treatment. There'll be a link for that below as well if you want to check that out. Okay, now that I've gone over all that stuff, what you think about today's lip gloss? I need to scoot close. Can you see it? This one is Warm Brown, and Warm Brown is one of my favorites because on me it's kind of a neutral. But I like it because it's still like a rich, I feel like a rich, pretty color, and of course the shine. Anyway, so that's this one. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I was going to just waste a bunch of time waxing on about it, but y'all sat here long enough, haven't you? I'm terribly sorry. And then finally, the earrings. These are another one of the new molds that I got for creating earrings. I thought the hearts would be cute. My mom used to always give me little stuff with hearts on it, so hearts have a little special place in my heart. Okay, anyway, am I done? Probably not. But yeah, this is another one of the newer molds I got for earrings, and so I was just testing it out. I think I like it. I'm a fan. And I like the size of the earrings because I don't typically wear like tiny earrings, but like they're not really big, but they're not really small. It's like they're in between size. Okay, talked enough about that. Anyway, so these are from, the tests that I've been doing, which I will continue on and maybe share some videos of at some point in the future. But yeah, if you're interested, I do still have some of the old resin earrings that I made when I was still in practice and feeling like a pro. And I'll put a link for that below too if you're interested in checking those out. So that's going to pretty much do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and maybe giving this video a like. A little like you never hurt nobody? Okay, anyway. So I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye.